oil troughs. These are provided just below the scoop of piston such that when the piston is in its reciprocating motion, the scoop of piston lifts the oil from the oil trough such that the oil reach to the all parts of the piston for the lubrication crankshaft. The reciprocation motion of piston is converted into the rotatory motion of crankshaft in the engine cylinder. The power obtained from the crankshaft will be transmitted to all parts of the vehicle. Scoop, it is connected at the end of the piston, and the scoop of piston lifts the oil from the oil trough such that the oil reach to all parts of the piston for proper lubrication. Piston, it plays an important role in IC engines. It is present in the engine cylinder and it converts the reciprocation motion into rotatory motion of the crankshaft. Camshaft his camshaft consists of cams which are used for operating the valves in the internal combustion engines. Oil pressure gauge, it is used to measure the pressure of oil in the engine cylinder. Working of splash lubrication system. Firstly, oil is filled in the crankcase. Working of splash lubrication system. Firstly, oil is filled in the crankcase. Oil stainer will remove any impurities present in the oil, and oil pump will supply it to all the parts including oil troughs. In the splash lubrication system, oil is splashed from oil trough or oil trace in the lower part of the crankcase with each evolution of crankshaft to produce the oil splash. The oil is thrown upward either as droplets or finite mist and provides adequate lubrication to piston pins, piston rings, valve mechanism, cylinder walls, etc. Or oil flows through the holes drilled inside the crankshaft and main bearing to lubricate them. His system to certain for automotive applications, connecting rod, crankshaft, crankweb, scoop, oil trough, overflow pipe. Advantages of splash lubrication system. In some of the automobiles also the splash lubrication system is used where the machine can do little effort compared to the IC engines. Advantages of splash lubrication system. Due to the pressure of scoop at the end of the piston, due to the presence of scoop at the end of the piston, it does not serve the proper lubrication throughout the engine cylinder. It will just spill the lubricant on the piston parts. Due to this wear and tear of the components takes place. To avoid the incomplete lubrication, pressure lubrication system has come into picture. Uses of splash lubrication system. Splash lubrication is commonly used in smaller engines. More specifically, this technique is used in lawnmower and outboard board engines or motors that have sufficient amounts of oil in the trough to fully lubricate the machine. Due to the benefits of splash lubrication. Many of our lines of positive displacement blowers and vacuum pumps also utilize this process, including our Duroflow and Suter belt blowers. These PD blowers are manufactured with an oil slinger that dips into a reservoir filled with oil as the gas rotate in the blower. The oil is then splashed upon them, hence the term splash lubrication. It is common for blowers to utilize splash lubrication in both the gear and drive ends of the machine. This is called dual splash lubrication. Gives the machine an even longer product life. Explain in detail about corrosion. Corrosion is when a refined metal is naturally converted into a more stable form, such as its oxide, hydroxide or sulfide state. This leads to deterioration of the material. It is basically defined as a natural process that causes the transformation of pure metals into undesirable substances when they react with substances like water or air. This reaction causes damage and disintegration of metal, starting from the portion of the metal exposed to the environment and spreading to the entire bulk of the metal. Corrosion is usually an undesirable phenomenon since it negatively affects the desirable properties of the metal. For example, iron is known to have good tensile strength and rigidity, especially alloyed with a few other elements. However, when subjected to rusting, iron objects become brittle, flaky, and structurally unsound.